thank you very much.
Oh, thank you very much. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Well, all the mess and shit, I thought it was some kind of monkey virus, like in that movie.
The morning stream. They wouldn't give us any more fish.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to TMS. Today is the 9th of October, and it is the morning stream. I'm Scott Johnson. That's Brian Ibbett. Hi, Brian.
Hi. Hello.
You know, you try to mix up how you say the date and stuff.
Sure.
And your brain wants to stay on the road you usually are on when you say the date. And today, that actually was painful to try to change it up.
to force yourself into something different, something uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's good to do. I was reading this thing yesterday about, who was it? It was about it's actually a game show host, but I can't remember the name, but you would probably know this guy. I can't remember. But he had this rule where his introductions had to change every episode.
Wow.
Or else he was going to quit or whatever. He had to keep it fresh. No.
Was it Wink Martindale?
Of course you know who Peter Tomarken is.
Of course I know who Peter Tomarken is.
Who's Peter? Peter Cullen's the Optimus Prime, isn't he? Or is he another guy?
Or is it John Cullen? No, Peter Cullen, I thought was the guy's name.
No.
Definitely Cullen is the last name. Am I confusing two?
All you're making me want is Optimus Prime hosting a game show. That's what you're making me want.
Yeah, no, who was the...
I would pay
Bill
for that.
Cullen. Thank you, Lydia. Bill Cullen.
Ah, gotcha.
Bill Cullen had these big Coke bottle glasses and was the, I think the original host of The Price is Right before Bob Barker, when it was like a weird little black and white sit down show.
Oh, I learned something new. I didn't know there was a Price is Right Bob Barker. That's wild.
Yeah.
It was a sit down like talk show type thing.
It was kind of like a To Tell the Truth, what's the other one? What's My Line kind of thing. It was black and white. The people would sit down. They would bring prizes in. There was no mountain climber. There was no Plinko. There was none of that stuff.
And no walking around with a little skinny mic and all that.
No.
Wow.
Bill Cullen just sat at a desk and said, okay, well, the next item that we're going to be looking at is a box of Brillo pads.
I had no idea.
I think 42 cents, Bill.
Was there a generation of kids that would stay home from school sick and watch that version?
Doubt it.
No?
I doubt it. I could only, this was on some TV Land game show, history thing. And I can't even imagine watching a full episode of that monotony.
Oh, yeah, that would probably kill me.
Yeah.
I think I could do it. I mean, I loved, the Bob Barker era of...
Sure. Oh, who didn't?
Yeah.
They bring somebody up, and every time it'd be a different game. You'd get that one where they have the piggy bank. They have to keep guessing numbers, but it's either in the price of the car and the price of the microwave or in the penny bank, and they'd always get the $4.92 in the piggy bank or whatever.
Yeah. And you'd have Bob Barker in a pair of Johnny Carson looking pants.
Sure.
Ill-fitting 70s pants. Oh, man.
Sure.
Those are great times. Good times.
Those were great times, yeah.
The plot has thickened a little bit on my Google Fiber front.
Oh, yeah, really? Okay.
Not in a bad way for me, though. I still win in this scenario.
Okay.
But I found out what's going on yesterday. I did a little more digging. I noticed that it's the lines and the cones and the look out, we're digging trenches warnings and flags and everything are just in this kind of big square. Our street is on this square, but it's like it goes around the houses behind us into the street opposite of them, and then it stops. But it's like an enclosed square with all these flags, and every one of those homes has a little thing out front that says Google Fiber coming to your door. And so everybody's going to get it right there. And I went, that is such an odd thing, considering I'm in an area that is massive and has grown massively since I moved here.
A lot more houses, a lot more blocks.
Tons of them,
yeah.
So I thought, well, what is the deal here? And then I remembered there was something when we moved in. We live in this block that is considered, it's called Founders Park.
Okay.
And what that means is these were the first houses built here in 07 or 08 or whatever it was when this whole area was developed. And we're one of those houses. In fact, we were a model home for that.
Okay.
I didn't know that until recently. I found that out.
Huh. Interesting.
That explains why some things are really well made here in the house and why some things are not as well made.
We're just a little facade to help sell houses.
Yeah. I'm sure others can relate to that. It's stupid how that works. But anyway, and I thought, well, this can't be a coincidence that the exact founders area is the exact zone.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I did a little more digging and found out that the HOA for all the new people is different than the HOA we're on. We're on some sort of grandfathered in OG originators plan, and it's cheaper. We pay way less than they do. And part of that is they get like lawn service out in the front and on the curbs and all this other stuff. And but also those prices just went up. And for whatever reason, this zone got guaranteed by the planners or whatever that they would always just be grandfathered in. Yeah. Which is good. I didn't even know that. Great. I'm happy to be paying less. That's wonderful.
I'm sure you are. Yeah.
And so that's one part of it. But the other part of it is they have a deal. Okay. So this isn't a city, but it could be. It's growing to the point where it could be. And they're resisting changing because once you go city, you can't have HOAs anymore. So it's still a incorporated, I don't know what you call it, whatever they call that. So people are all paying HOA fees. And the new people pay more than we do. A fair amount more. And part of what they get is free base DSL internet.
Oh, it's included in there. Interesting.
Yeah, and they get that
the base
from
level. It's got to be garbage, I'm sure. Though.
Yeah, and they get that from CenturyLink, and they get
the phone company. Okay.
Yeah, and they get like I don't know what it is. It's probably 20 up or 10 up and 30 down, or I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
some piecemeal thing, but they all get it for free, and for most people, that's fine.
Kids in the house need streaming games, or you're not creating a podcast or something like that. Then you're
perfectly reasonable. Not a big deal. But anyway, they all get that for free. Well, us in the founders area, we don't have that feature because we're grandfathered in. These things that were added on later, we didn't get. So we don't get free internet. We can have CenturyLink and Comcast or others, but we have to, it's 100%. We have to pay for it. So then I'm like, okay, well that's interesting. So then a little more digging, turns out CenturyLink has some kind of wink, wink, nod, nod, nudge, nudge deal with the founders of this place where they said, hey, if you make it so that CenturyLink's kind of your partner for all your internet and keep other competition out of here, that'd be cool. And part of that promise was like 10, 12 years ago, they said, oh, and we're rolling out fiber ourselves. So keep Google out of here. Because we're gonna have our own fiber in here. Well, they have never done it.
It still has not happened. Yeah, obviously.
Right. Yeah. And so 10 years, 12 years later, suddenly this little block shows up with big Google signs. What I think happened is Google finally said, because Google stopped right where all this starts and went past where it all ends to the next city and just kept going and making just leaped us entirely. So I knew something was fishy.
Yeah.
But somebody somewhere, I don't know if it's someone on my street, somebody in this neighborhood made a stink. I figure maybe even at a town meeting or what do you call those? What do you call that?
Like a town meeting or like a board meeting, or not board meeting because it would be residential meeting.
Like a neighborhood. I don't know what the hell that is. But anyway, somebody probably went to one of those meetings and said, you're holding us hostage and we don't even.
Hall. That's
town hall. There you go.
Yeah.
You're holding us hostage and we don't even get the option here in the OG neighborhood that was here.
Right.
You all get your free internet, but we don't even
get the free internet. Yeah, exactly. So either give us something. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's happening, it appears, is Google has just, they've gone, instead of having to go through let's call us instead of cutting through the cake, they had to go to the center of the cake and carve out a little block in the middle.
So there are houses like on all four sides around you that aren't going to be getting this benefit.
Well, on the outer skirts of that line. Yeah. So the old neighborhood, it's basically, let me think here. Actually, we are one corner of where it starts.
Okay.
And then everybody past this little corner, they don't get the option. But everybody like in a big giant square going back around and over. So it probably encompasses 25 houses, 30.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And that's it. And so we're getting it as soon as next week. nobody else is.
That's funny.
It's the weirdest thing. And there must have been some legal reason why they caved because of whatever. And part of it might just be that CenturyLink's just dragging their feet and never did the fiber thing like they promised. And maybe they're about to lose it. Also, I don't think it's legal to block certain kinds of competition. So maybe this is where they start letting up. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah.
But anyway, that's what's going on.
I
It's
can
weird.
see this leading to now these guys get fiber. We want fiber. Screw you, HOA. Quit your little agreement with CenturyLink because they haven't delivered on their promise.
Yeah. And they'll
give us
start
what,
going ahead, start branching out from us is my thinking.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Hope. Yeah.
crazy.
Well, good for you. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, I'm excited. So what I'm going to do, I'm kind of over the moon about it. I can't wait.
Yeah. Oh, I would be too.
I'm getting it, and then I will keep one secondary DSL backup for the rare time.
Things like that happened last week. Yeah.
Sure. For the rare time that as far as I know, Google Uptime is real good. So I don't think I'm even going to have to deal with it, but I'm going to have it there. So the listener, we're thinking of you,
Yeah.
Always them. We're a you
have
first.
a backup.
That's right.
Yes.
Anyway, I'll report more on as it goes, but I was thinking about going out and just doing a video and then stirring up some trouble in the neighborhood.
Oh no! Go man on the street to all the other outside.
Put it on next door and say, "Weird. Why is this only going in this border? I wonder if these people across the street."
How do you feel about not getting fiber internet, but your neighbor across the street will?
Yeah, exactly. See what they say.
Yeah.
Holy shit! I could really kick up some. I don't want to though because I have enough going on in my life. I'm busy, Brian. I'm busy.
Yeah. Well, plus, what's the joy of making other people feel bad, Scott? Come on now.
No, if anything, I would want to do it to stir up the chances of them all just getting options. Like let them have a choice and let this thing spread. The thing is, it is a little disruptive. Like you can't park in front of your houses right now. There's ditches and these weird ribbons everywhere, and part of the front, not the lawn in your lawn, but just outside of that
little strip on the other side of the sidewalk.
Yeah, they've all got ugly trenches in them right now that are probably not going to look that great until they heal up over a year or two. But I don't care. I'm getting fiber, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, bring it on. Yeah, I checked, and Xfinity will give me fiber, but I don't want Xfinity. Their prices the first year nice and cheap, $50 a month for the first year. Great.
Then
sounds
it goes
great.
Way
but then
up.
it goes way up, $140 for what I'd be needing, and that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I did the same.
So-
I had them because they were for a while they were my only option. That's what we swapped out for the 5G T-Mobile box thing.
Oh, right, yeah.
Which has
And that's
been
good
great
for you, right?
Been really
Yeah.
good. No big issues other than a couple times where it went completely out. Sometimes it's a little because it's basically a wireless 5G technology. A weird storm system will cause it to be a little fruity or something.
Sure.
I wish everything, fiber is, so that's why this fiber is exciting, but I wish everything was as consistent as DSL, just faster, right? Because DSL is always like just rock
Always
solid,
on,
consistent.
kinda, no problem. Yeah.
It's just slow in comparison.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'll, who knows? Maybe as soon as next week, TMS will be streaming from this place anyway at the highest rate possible to where Brian, we barely have any lag anyway.
Did you say this time next week? Is that quick, you think?
It could be that. That's what they told me.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
they said we
crazy.
could have it as early as next week. So
Jeez. Okay. That's amazing.
I think it's because they're starting literally right out in front of my house and then moving toward the square on the other side. So
Sure.
it still seems like you'd have to finish all that up and close the loop. I don't know how it works.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I would think that's crazy, but
I'm not going
that'd
to
be great
count
if it
on
is,
anything, but that's what they told me. We'll see what they say.
Well,
I'd rather.
won't improve me, folks. Won't make me look any better because your boy here is still rocking TDS, whatever that is, cable internet up and down. So
Oh, is it cable? I didn't know it was a cable service. That's cool.
it's cable service.
not bad.
We're good. We're getting it via coax. No, all things. I mean, we haven't had horrible downtime in a long time that I can think of. So, I guess that's a plus.
And those
right?
blips we were having have gone away.
Yeah.
Whatever
that's
those
true.
were.
I forgot about that we'd get that quick little burp, and things would be back on.
That seems to be way better now.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, we got a lot today. We're going to dump.
Yes, we
dump.
do.
We're going to dump or jump. Maybe jump.
Dump
is what I
right
meant to
into
say.
it.
Yeah, let's take a big dump. Let's get into the news that is brought to us by
Coverville today, happening right after TMS, as it has been lately. Twitch.tv/Coverville, celebrating the 40th, yes, this little kid, 40th birthday of Bruno Mars. A guy who was born around the time Scott and I were learning how to drive. Bruno Mars turning 40. So if Bruno Mars is what you like, then Coverville will be what you like. Covers of all your favorites: Uptown Funk, The Lazy Song, Grenade, all that stuff will be happening today. Grenade was his. There's another one that's that I think, or is it Grenade? There's two that I always get confused. Tayo Cruz. It is not Grenade. It is. No, it is Grenade.
Explosive incendiary
There's
device.
another one by Tayo Cruz that I always get confused. 24K Magic. I listened to some covers of 24K Magic. I couldn't find one that I really liked. But even the stuff that he does collaborating with other people, like Travis McCoy's Billionaire, Petit Apate, with Rosé.
Sort of hate that song though.
Do you really? Oh my God, I love it. I swear to God, I can't get enough of it. Rebel, Just Out of Heaven, Just the Way You Are, all that stuff. Today, twitch.tv/Coverville.
I also don't like Uptown Funk, but I do think he is a talented little bastard. For sure.
Did you like it when it was called Walk the Dinosaur by Was Not Was? Did you like it better when it was that?
That's why it's so familiar.
Yeah.
Is that what bugs me about it? Maybe.
It might be. It's what initially bugged me about it. It's like boom, boom, shakalaka boom. Wait a minute. That's Walk the Dinosaur. What are you doing?
The similarities now are never going to leave me. That's crazy.
Never going to leave you. Yeah.
Well, he's fine. I like him fine. He's fine.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
And I can't. Is he still in gambling trouble in Vegas or whatever? Is that a thing still?
I forgot about that. Yes, I'm sure he is.
Oh, it was like 400 grand or a million or whatever the hell it is.
I forgot about that nuts. That was crazy.
Yeah. That was weird. All right. Watch that today. Happening pretty much right after the show.
Yeah. Yep.
California police pull over a self-driving Waymo car for an illegal U-turn, but they can't give it a ticket.
Just wad it up and throw it in the front seat, and there you go.
Oh, I love that idea.
When it returns back home, then the
I love that idea. Just toss it in there and say, "Pay this, whoever gets this car." Police in Northern California understandably perplexed when they pulled over a Waymo taxi after it made an illegal U-turn. By the way, have you ever been in one of those yet? A Waymo car?
I have not, but we're just now getting them in Denver pretty soon. So
yeah, I heard rumor we're getting them here soon too. Maybe they're doing a big expansion.
All the more reason to sign up for Rock Puzzles Monthly, folks, because that little side project of mine, the Uber and Lyft driving, is probably going to be going away anyway.
Do they have data showing that this is cut into that pretty hard, or do we know in the areas that it's in?
You know, I don't know. That's a good question.
I should ask my brother. In Phoenix, they've been there forever, and they kind of started testing there, so they've had Waymo for years and years and years. And I should ask him, like, do you ever do?
I mean, this is an interesting question. Do you, for people who've used it, how long do you have to wait? I imagine you request it just like you would any other ride share. How long does it usually take for you to get a Waymo to your door?
Yeah, I'd be really like what are the differences?
Right.
Between the two
options. If it's
options.
close enough in price between that Lyft and Uber, I imagine some people don't want the kind of the fear of the autonomy of like, well, this thing just took me to a parking lot and drove in circles for 2 hours and I couldn't get out of the car. Or some people might be like, ugh, I don't want to have to interact with a driver. Give me a driverless car.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see some people want to be on their own.
I did little Ubering yesterday, and first woman was from Bali, Indonesia. Mm-hmm. And the second woman was from Italy, from the Venice area. And the third woman was from Lithuania. And all three of them, only 3 rides for the whole day, all 3 really long rides. And all 3 of them told me their life story of how they got to America and all that sort of thing. Like if I did a podcast of Uber stories, these would be some great episodes, like, talking about talking to these women. Yeah.
Yeah. I bet they all had great stories.
The Lithuanian woman would not, the whole time the only words I could get in were things like, oh, wow. Oh, neat. Really? Oh, that's cool.
Well, she had a lot to say.
Oh, sure. Yeah. She just went, brrr. She would have had the same conversation whether she was in an Uber or a Waymo, I think.
Wow. My niece Morgan was just
involvement.
she was just in Bali doing some kind of trip. I don't know what she was doing there.
Really?
Yeah. I don't. It's that's a big like vacation-y, the rich and famous kind of place, right?
It is. Yeah.
I don't know much about it.
The beaches are just beautiful from what I see, but they have flooding issues fairly regularly, I think, or recently they've had. Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Well, here's the problem with the Waymo thing: is if you get a Waymo, you're going to pay Waymo money.
Waymo.
I don't know. Actually, I don't know if it's cheaper or what the deal is, but anyway, these officers stopped this vehicle because it made an illegal U-turn. It's nice to know robots do that too, because I feel better.
It's surprising. I mean, if your system knows that it's illegal, that making a U-turn here would be illegal, I'm amazed that a Waymo would do that. Like, it wouldn't be like, nope, I've got to drive around the block. Because that's the right thing to do.
Oh, I love its voice. I want it to be that.
Yeah.
I want
blah, 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 blah.
Hello,
where are you going today?
How may I serve you?
It looks like you want to go to Micro Center. Is that correct?
Thank you, passenger. See you next time.
Yeah.
It says, let's see. Officers stopped the vehicle, declined to write a ticket because the citation books don't have a box for robot.
That's some Yahoo making a little joke.
Yeah,
a little funny.
There you go. Officers contacted Waymo to report what they called a glitch. I don't think the company has responded yet, but it could have been one of those deals where, like, we had one of these out near me where it was a legal U-turn area, and then they put up a sign that said it's no longer a.
Oh, sure.
So it could have been that.
I run into areas all the time where there's a different, just using my regular map, GPS stuff on the iPhone, where it says this is the 30-mile-an-hour zone, and the signs clearly say 40.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, yeah, this has definitely been updated recently.
Yeah, I did that yesterday in the car. In fact, the car said the speed limit was 50, and the area I was in had signs that said 65. So something hadn't been updated. And you worry about that because if you got like a really old person who's just like, well, the car says 50, and they just aren't, they don't budge, then you're going to have two people too slow, and they'll get tickets for being too slow. And I don't know.
Right. Well, I was looking at my GPS screen, not at the signs on the curb.
Everything I see on a screen is real.
Black Swan, nicknamed Mr. Terminator. This story spoke to me because of my ties with the Mendoza clan from years ago.
Of course.
A Black Swan, nicknamed Mr. Terminator, evicted from a town after drowning other local birds.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
This is gnarly,
Jeez.
dude. I haven't even seen Black Swan the movie, but maybe there's some stuff in there.
Yeah, you'll be surprised if you think it is anything to do with this.
Probably not. That's a Paul Thomas Anderson deal, isn't it? Or am I thinking of not Jaredovsky?
Darren Aronofsky.
Aronofsky.
I think it's Aronofsky, but I might be wrong.
I mix those two guys up constantly.
Sure.
Constantly.
We talked about that on whatchamacallit. Darren Aronofsky confirmed. On FilmSack, I think we talked about the confusion between the two.
I don't know why I did that, but and I don't even think if I watch one of each of their movies, I could tell. I just don't know why I do that. It's really weird.
Yeah.
To me, they're the same guy. Anyway, a black swan has been removed from Stratford-upon-Avon.
Nice.
After it became aggressive with the area's famous local mute swans.
I think isn't that where the Bard, William Shakespeare, is from? Stratford-upon-Avon?
Oh.
I think
you're right. I mean, I know that comes up in Shakespeare talk. I guess so, yeah, right? That's why I
think that's where he's from, yeah.
Where he did all his weird writings.
It's weird. Right?
I don't think anyone ever calls them weird, but it's fine.
Yeah.
The bird, not to be confused with the bard, named by locals as Reggie and also nicknamed Mr. Terminator, was captured by Swan Warden Cyril Bennis. There's a Swan Warden. That's cool.
Swan Warden. Oh, it's too bad you couldn't have made christened yourself the Swan Warden back when Mendoza was around.
Yeah.
Folks, please clear out of the air. I'm the Swan Warden. I'm going to be dealing with this bird right here.
I only climbed as high on the rank as Swan Comptroller at the time.
Swantroller.
Swantroller. That's good.
Swantroller.
I love it. Anyway, it says, let's see. his warden, I guess this warden's been there for 45 years. Geez.
Wow.
He says that he's now being held at the Swan is being held at a local park before he will be moved to the Dawnish Waterfowl Center in Devon.
Quote unquote, to live with the nice family upstate.
Yeah. That's what it sounds like, right?
It does. Yeah, exactly.
His last name is Bennis, like Elaine Bennis. Wow.
Yeah. Dennis.
Never heard a real person named Bennis before.
But he spells it like Dennis with a B. I think Elaine is Benes, if I remember.
Yeah,
correctly.
or there might even be a Z or something. Because remember the episode where the guy thought she was Mexican, that she was dating, and she thought he was black, but they were like ambiguously.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a great episode where.
I'd forgotten about that one. I remember the Changstein episode, but I forgot about.
She's like, "Aren't you
Forgot about that one.
Hispanic?" He's like, "Aren't you black?" And neither one were sure. It's great. It's a really good episode. He says, let's see. Very exciting to have a black swan appear. The black swan, not native to British rivers, was so regal in many respects, says this warden guy. However, for some reason, this fellow, Mr. Terminator, as I call him, decided that this would be a quite nice place. So during the winter months, it was lovely to see. Everybody fell in love with him, at least initially. Oh, you're right. Here we are. The Stratford-upon-Avon made more popular by William Shakespeare. There it is. I missed that before. And everyone was coming to Stratford to see the black swan. The problem is he started killing all these other mute swans. And I don't even know what a mute swan is, except it feels like a mute swan wouldn't be able to complain. You know?
Right.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. The black swan.
Hard for us to do the joke of portraying the mute swan when we want a show that doesn't have dead air.
No, we can't do that here. This is
famous. So mute swans are famous for their S-shaped neck and orange bill with a black base and a black bump.
Okay. I'll buy that.
Yeah.
I'm into it. I'm into what they're selling.
Too bad there aren't mute geese like all of them.
I know, right? Oh, mute geese would be amazing. That'd be amazing. All right, we're going to take a turn. We're going to turn directly into the traffic of helping each other out, trying to solve your issues and your problems with this.
Sorry, Wendi, you all right?
All right, that was a weird one. Hi, Wendi, my sister Wendi of Therapy Thursday fame. How are you?
My name has been used in so many weird contexts.
So many.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why?
I keep looking for new ones, and I don't know why I do that to you, because most people, I just play their little intro forever and never change it. But for you, I keep looking for new Wendy's, and I found this.
How many times says Scott? Like, how else do you say that besides like Scott?
Scott.
Get in here.
I don't know.
Scotty comes up every
Scotty.
once in a while.
I hate my name. My name's dumb. Real quick,
Your name is one syllable. Scott.
I found this cool. I found this cool website. People might be interested in. This is how I found that Wendi clip. It's called clip.cafe is the website. So CLIP and then .cafe, like a cafe you'd eat at. Mm-hmm. And you just search for any phrase, name, phrase, anything, and from any TV or movie, it will just give you a ton of results. And you can find your name mentioned in some old 40s movie, something from last week, like just huge list. I don't even know how it does it.
That's cool. And you can even narrow it down to specific years or length. That's really slick.
Isn't that cool? It's free too, so that's kind of nice. There's like a competing version of this that costs. Don't do that one.
Yeah, no. Cafe. That's cool.
Yeah, do things that are free. Make people work for free. That's what I say.
It's such a good solution to all the problems.
Yeah, all our problems are solved suddenly by this recommendation. Anyway, Wendy's here. She is the Therapy Thursday person who comes on here and slums it with you guys. In her real life, she is an actual therapist helping people all the time with real problems and the purveyor of knowbetteryou.com. We'll talk more about that later. Let's get to this email that we got from you to share from somebody we'll just call him Jay. I don't know if they want us to use their name. They didn't say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, SB and W, I know you've talked about this before, but maybe you can give some specific steps to take for my situation. My problem is that I can't unplug ever. I'm glued to the news and social media 24/7. I'm obsessed with gun violence and constantly overwhelmed with the fear every day that when I send my 3 kids to school. It's making me anxious, angry, and exhausted. I want to pack up and leave the U.S. forever, but I can't. I'm divorced and their dad is here, and I wouldn't do that to them. Still, I feel trapped and scared most of the time. Do I just throw my phone in the toilet and get a landline? Do I even need to be informed? The That's what I've told myself for so long, but I'm not sure my sanity is worth it anymore. It's killing me. Thanks, Jen. Or shit, I gave their name. Well, anyway, this person named Jen.
Person's name is Jen.
There's a lot of Jens.
How does he?
So here's the thing I wanted to just insert real quick. I heard a quote from country songwriter singer Zach Ryan, I think is his name. Might be Zach Bryan. You'd think I'd remember that with so many Bryans in my life. He was being interviewed about what the state of things and social media and the sort of thing.
Sure.
And he says, I'm pretty sure people weren't meant to hear about anything that wasn't out of earshot. In other words, we grew up in tribes and villages, the human race, I mean. And
we're better off not knowing what was going on in the other tribes.
Yeah, the most you would hear is like, oh, so-and-so dropped his basket of coconuts down by the river. And you would hear that through hearsay, and then you could maybe help. You could go do something about it or make a better basket, or, there were things you could have action on, and it was about one person spilling their coconuts. But anything more out of earshot, we're not biologically able to handle 60 billion voices as we flick through them for hours on end, just being told a million things and then not having any way to be actionable about something some guy in Australia said that was controversial or whatever. I'm summarizing here, but he basically had this whole thing about this is how he has had to stay sane, is to remember what biologically he's meant to handle versus what the world keeps telling us, that you need to be informed. You need to have 50 billion voices telling you 50 billion things, when we really can't. Not just don't, but can't. So that was a thing. I don't know. It made me think of this. So I don't know, Wendi, if that's helpful to even bring that up.
I mean, I've never said that on this show before. So
it feels like we're repeating
now
it a lot.
Ryan said it.
Yeah.
Right.
Look, we've got this.
But also,
If you were a famous singer, I would probably have,
people would have heard me say it, I guess.
Sure.
No, he's absolutely right. And I think more and more, I mean, I don't think I have a day now in my job where most of my clients were having a conversation about this. It is most every day. And I think it's because the toil, it is showing. People are worn down. And so maybe your sort of behavior with information before just kind of was here or there, like it wasn't a big deal, or you were just excited about the things you're excited about. And yeah, you'd hear some sort of crappy stuff. But I mean, I think truly the algorithm has found the sexiest item it can find, and that is rage and horror and all the things that get our attention, right? Because if we really boil this down to what is happening, our eyeballs are leverage in life, our attention, that's where our money goes. That's where our, people don't want anything else from us. Truly, they want our attention. And it's so hard to get someone's attention now because there's so much. And the thing that gets it over anything else is going to be the worst, the most dramatic, the shocking. It's sort of like, I think I've said this before. I would never be good at predicting future cool stuff because I'm like, there's no way reality TV is going to work.
Yeah.
Right. Just who wants to watch that? That's terrible.
Yeah.
It's exactly what the human wants. It wants to see drama that they're not actually sort of involved in. So there's like innocent, cute versions of this. But I think as we're inundated, there is a real effect on our well-being. So recently, I've been looking at a couple different studies as I'm focusing on happiness research and some stuff. And I found a lot of stuff that has just been like, well, yeah, okay, this makes sense. And here's some proof. And one of it being a study about people who consume a small amount of information. So, for example, remember the old days where the paper came, a boy threw it in your driveway and you got it.
Yeah.
And you read a couple things and then you went to work. Like that amount is someone being fairly informed, feeling like they kind of, that need we all kind of feel like we have which is, I got to know what's going on. Mm-hmm. It satisfied that to some extent. And then you went on with your day. So the balance of your time was really different than what it probably is today. So everyone pull out your phone and what have you been looking at and how much of it would be quote unquote, news cycle information, something terrible happening, or endless commentary about it from people like your favorite country singer, right? Like you are endlessly getting the fury or the hot take repeated back to you. Okay. You take that amount of time in a given day to the 15 minutes of reading the paper in the morning.
Right.
So we are not built.
Let me share something real quick that I just so ironic that this is today's discussion. And I didn't actually see your text till this morning. So I didn't know we were doing this.
Okay.
But I made a very specific choice this morning when I got up to not grab my phone, to immediately go do other stuff, get ready, brush my teeth, take care of the dog, whatever it is, and not do any of that. I listened to some music. That was it. And I don't normally do that. Normally I grab my phone. I'm like, all right, did I get a bunch of replies on stuff? Do I need to talk to anyone? Did I get texts I need to worry about? And when I got all done and ready, almost time for the show, I thought, well, I better make sure there's nothing weird going on. So I checked, and I got text from Mom. She answered me from last night. I got your message, and then a notification for a story on the BBC that says, how did the Tudors really have sex? What happened in the 16th century bedrooms? And I'm like, even the BBC's trying to get me salacious nonsense.
Yeah, they're stepping it up.
But anyway, that was it. And so I can tell you, I don't know if it's evident in my presentation today, but I'm in a way better mood.
Oh, it is evident. I sense it the minute you answer the phone.
Way better mood today than I was even last night or the day before or whatever. But I will admit there was a pull. There was like I'm in the bathroom, like, looking for what I'm going to wear. Okay, I'll wear that sweatshirt today. I haven't worn that before. And I go, or in a long time, and I go, where's my phone? Where's my phone? Right? Like you still feel like this weird pull. Yes. And I ignored it. And it's not that I haven't done this before, but it's rare, and you just don't think about it because no one's stopping you. No one's warning you. Nope. There's no sign up that says, don't pick up your phone. You're just not doing it. And for people who just naturally do this, I have so much admiration for them because they are making choices everyone could make but it takes effort if you're already in there, right? If you haven't, if you're not sucked in, then it doesn't take as many choices, but where does their phone sleep? When is it on and not on? I mean, does the iPhone even need to be turned off? I don't think it does. You know what I mean? Like everything is built so that the ease with which you can do something and make a choice that actually, and here's what I'm getting at with some of the research I've looked at, is that it is subtle and it is slow, at least initially, but it absolutely deteriorates our ability to enjoy life. And so, for example, you did one morning and you enjoyed your life more. Like that's how quick it can rebound, which is super cool. Yeah. But it also is the constant drag of day after day after day has an impact. So going back to, you read the newspaper for a few minutes, you're informed. They have looked, and they've done this for a couple different decades. So it's different kinds of news and how we're accessing news, right? People who have a sort of certain amount of access to news versus people who have way more. So we might think more is better, right? People who have way more are less likely to be able to predict actual risk. They think everything is worse than it is. They are not able, think about if you're listening to murder podcasts like all day long, you are going to think, and you're going to be wrong, that most people are murderers, right? Yeah. But if you've read for a few minutes, like if you just read Tudors and how they had sex, let's say that was the only news you had access today. Yeah. You might wonder a couple times through the day, like, Tudors, that's gross. Okay. And that would have been your mental pull. But most people are looking at 86 different things their brain could go in all of those different directions. No one dives very deep because it's impossible if you're looking at 86 things. And it is taxing our brain. And this is just biology. This is not like you're a good person because and that's our problem, right? I need to be informed. That makes me a good person. I hear that constantly. But how will I be informed? And I love that the emailer was just like, I've been telling myself this for so long. Do I actually need to be informed? And the science tells us, no, you need to be somewhat informed. You are, in fact, going to be much better at life if you know a little bit. But if you know way too much, you're going to get worse and worse at the ability to see what my community needs. Am I safe? All of the things we are theoretically paying attention for
We do much better when there's less. So I always tell people this, and this would be my advice to gens, is to pick one source and so Scott's is the BBC, and it's their ancient history sex series. And that is all Scott gets to read on that day.
Okay.
Right. So pick your source that you like, because guess what? You're going to do that anyway. And the algorithm's only going to feed you that anyway. So pick whatever you like and go deeper. So do one thing deeply.
Okay.
Maybe you could scan 2 things and go semi-deep, but no one should be doing more than 3 to 5 ever. Right.
Okay.
And what you do is you do that, and then you eliminate the rest. And I have watched, and this is what got me excited about this email, is I have currently 3 or 4 clients doing this exact thing where they are allowed to be informed. I'm allowing them to be informed about something that matters to them. And that they can go deep on. So this person obviously is very concerned about gun violence. And if you are just getting sprayed in the face with the hose of everything around that, and constantly, people trying to get your attention to get you to donate money or participate or whatever, and you just get hosed in the face and do nothing, then you're going to stay in powerless and fear and whatever. So go deep on one topic or one place that you enjoy. And then this is the very key part. Turn everything else off, see how you feel about your life, and then do one thing that actually matters. Right. And so in each of my clients' cases, we went from 1 week, I'm blowing up my life, I got to get to Canada, I cannot do this anymore, to I am volunteering at my kids' school, and I am actually enjoying making dinner for my friend and having building actual ritual in life that brings the meaning. So our problem is not that we aren't happy, or, we aren't built necessarily to be happy, but what our problem is, we give ourselves so many ways to be unhappy. So when we sleep bad, or when we are constantly staring horror in the face, right? It's just impossible. It's impossible, to do that.
Right.
But we're built for this. So I wanted to share something that I actually talk about a little bit in the class that's coming up. And you guys may have seen this. Oh, let's see, Scott, I'll send it to you.
Yeah. Send it over.
It is been around a minute, but it's the cognitive bias codex that somebody made with Wikipedia. I don't know who to give credit for this to. I should have looked that up. But it is all the ways our brain has biases and problems. So when you pull it up, it's like so cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Wild.
Interactive.
This thing's a
isn't that fun?
beast.
And so you can look, and what I wanted to show you is you look at the quartiles, right? There's the what we should remember, and it shows you how we edit and reinforce memories after the fact, and whatever. And so you can click on any of these things, and then it'll pull up the Wikipedia page to show you what that.
This is really
that is.
Awesome, dude.
I know, isn't it cool?
I'm impressed just from a technical standpoint. Forget about the actual value of the content for a minute.
I know, right?
I know.
I love it.
It's a beautiful way to visualize information. I love.
Yeah, they did
creative.
a very good job.
Yeah,
that's great.
And so if you look at the quadrants, you have what should we remember, need to act fast, not enough meaning, and too much information. Our brains, look at the green with all the too much information. Yeah. We have so many problematic mental behaviors that mean too much information. We don't process fairly, correctly. We won't remember correctly. We are primed to see things that we might not have seen otherwise. We're drawn to details that just already confirm our existing beliefs. We see flaws in everybody else, not ourselves. It's just... Anyway, so if you want to deep dive to see why
I'm doing this later for sure. This is rad.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
It's super cool.
I just gave it to the chat. So chat, it's in there. We'll also put it in other places, Discord and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. And so there's 100 of these, thousands of these.
Yeah.
I think this is pretty... it might be all the ones I've ever heard of, but anyway, so it's pretty cool stuff. But I think, and one of the things I'm going to do in the class with people is help them see their own cognitive biases and how they play out in making them miserable. Because so often we don't even know these things are happening. And then we wonder why we are so miserable. And so when I have my clients get off social media, even for a week, or get off I am quoting real hard with my hands here, the news, then what happens to them is that there is cognitive space for some other things to happen, and all the biases that happen as they're ingesting that information. right? And so you might be like, oh, what do I do with this? Well, there is some definite better ways to handle it than I think what the technology has been designed for us to do, which is scroll eternally and never get off, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys have heard of this. Sometimes you only hear about it because of the connections that you have, but a lot of younger folks who are just like pretty sick of this and miserable are getting landlines, like, the dumb phone movement, trying to get dumb phones back. And
just hearing about this, like going back to retro tech, like digital cameras so that they don't have a phone with them. And it all comes down from like the, buying vinyl and cassettes and things like that, kind of that moving back.
Do you see that as a good trend that a lot of, like both my daughters are way into that? Like they want to, they're moving to much more just more analog like stuff. In particular, both of them have bought into these like their traditional cameras with all the traditional sensing and flashes and all that stuff. They've saved digital files, so because there's nobody's running a photo mart anymore. But even in Taylor's case, she's doing photo shoots where she's taking actual film shots and then taking them to a place where a week later she finds out how they turned out. Like they're kind of doing this weird thing on their own. They're feeling that pressure to back off a little and not.
Yes. Yes. And analog, what it does, like anything analog, because, we got to remember moving forward through time, which you both have done. Good job. And when things were added and parents freaked out because they were like, oh, these boom boxes are going to be the death of us. And that was adding technology and ease and, but the difference between some of that analog and what we have now is those were communal. My cute neighbors in their 80s were like, your house is so quiet. My kids were so loud. And it's because all the music they could ever play had to be loud, right?
Yeah.
There was never a way to put it in their own ear in the 70s. And so, or the 80s or whatever. And I mean, it became that way, but that became more individualized experience, less communal. So one of the challenges we have is what we're craving is connection with people that feels safe.
Yeah.
And what we are doing is spending so much time utilizing all our cognitive biases, by the way, to think there are so many enemies.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And that is the, playbook of fascism and totalitarianism, right? You have to have people afraid. And who better than to be afraid of your neighbor who is a slightly different religion or color than you, right? Like that has been throughout history. So that fear and building on that fear, there's so much power in managing people that way, unfortunately. And so I think what we all need generally is have less fear and have more communal connection, like more real stuff. Because I was looking down at one of the things here, it says, we think we know what other people are thinking. There are 6 biases that we use to think we know what other people are thinking.
Yeah.
Right. And then the one next to it, we project our current mindset on everything. Like our brains are constantly doing screwed up things in order to survive. But those things mean we're going to have a bunch of made up stuff in our head if we don't check our biases, So if I hate anybody, I really need to sit down and have a chat with that person. That's the best way to break that apart, right? Is real life experiences. And the more we're isolated, the less real life interactions we tend to have. So we have these things happening at the same time, right? Overload of information and scrolling. I mean, nobody feels good having their head bent over for hours a day. If you did that without a phone, we would call a doctor. Like you're not okay.
You're not,
right? But we're smashing our organs, our heads down. Yeah. Like we're not doing ourselves any favors. And so
people investing in chiropractic right now, it's like the cash situation, making it hand over fist doing that.
Yes. 100%. And that is, so we behave in ways like we're not okay. And then we wonder why we're not okay. And so it really is about identifying, okay, there's a couple things I do that don't make me feel good. So Scott, you found one. You found that if you start your day reading everything and, managing email, even if it's just email, you are bombarding your whole system out of the gate with stress.
Yeah.
And you have no wind up to life. You have no pay attention to anything, right? Like you are setting yourself up to be miserable for every single day. And we all do it. And most of us don't think twice about it. We just think that's what it is. Mm-hmm. But most people are aware that this is creeping. This is a creeping problem. I bet if I asked everyone to raise their hand, is this worse for you than it was a couple years ago? You would say yes.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sure. Which is funny because it try not to get, I'm not trying to load this too heavily on one aspect of our lives, but there was a moment there in 2021 where I thought, oh, okay, we're okay for a minute. And now that's back and it feels worse than ever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And everyone knows what I'm talking about. I'm not trying to dance around it here, but yeah, you just can't help but feel it's worse. And I thought I learned some things, right? Like I thought I learned how to, I don't know how to say this. I thought I learned the first time how to deal with this stuff because I experienced it, made bad choices with my own mental health, and then said, well, I'm not doing that again. And here we are now, and I'm not doing some of that again. It's just worse now. I don't know. I can't explain it. It's freaking effed up. I don't like it.
It is. And it's like a car accident. You can't quite look away. Right?
Yeah,
There's
not quite.
Like, I need to know if I need to pack up and hike over the Canadian border, right? Like that, there is just that feeling, and we can make it so much worse. And we can also just deny it exists at all. Like you can imagine many stages and places people go to handle all of this. And it is our lack of self-awareness, which is one of our cognitive biases, right? Of knowing what is a good balance for us, what is healthy for us, and what means we can, do something we want to do or we care about doing. One thing I find just wild, because it is just the opposite of my personality, is like these people in Portland, like dressing up in costumes or like playing the bagpipes or whatever.
I've been loving the videos of like the people in the inflatable panda costumes
it's
and
like,
squirrels and stuff like that. I love it.
Yeah. And I think, okay, there you are being yourself and taking a step in a thing that matters to you.
Yeah.
That is not something you do on your phone scrolling. And I do think this illusion that we've done something because we are tasked. It's a task to scroll through. It is and it wakes us up, by the way. Have you guys ever noticed that where you're just like super sleepy and the second you get a little fun device in your face, you're like, and I'm awake again, right? Like we're torturing ourselves in so many different ways. So sometimes it's figuring out your own rhythm. So I would say to Jen, first of all, go to this website, read about all your cognitive bias.
God, no kidding. It's great.
I'll make a short URL for it too, because it's a little unwieldy, but I'll make something that's easy to tell people about. This thing is
and
rad.
It's been around for a while. Like this isn't new. When I showed Adam, he's like, you mean the UX designed beautiful? I was like, okay. I was like, this is where our worlds meet right here, baby.
Yeah.
But it is really, really cool. And it's humbling. When you start to read some, you're like, oh no, what is that? The list length effect? What does that even mean? I've made too much long of a list or, whatever. I don't know what it is, but it's good. It's good for you to play around and see where you might have some hiccups. I had a client the other day just say, I need help with self-awareness. And this is someone I also, she'd have to kill me if she told me what her job was, because she works in
oh, really? Wow.
United Intelligence, and she would have to kill me. And I'm always like, come on, just tell me something. She will not. So trust me, the secrets are safe, everybody. Anyway, we did the no social media thing. She lives, in DC with all of the chaos and is like, I cannot tell you how much more hope I have, how much more trust in people that I have. And I'm seeing such good work from so many people who are smart and care. And you're like, yeah, you miss that if you're focused on everyone's a moron, because I saw it on TikTok. Right?
Yeah.
But she asked me, how can I be more self-aware? And I was like, I just need everyone to note, you don't ask that question while you're in the flood zone and overwhelmed and miserable.
Yeah.
The self-aware question, right? You are in survival mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Self-aware is a different brain state.
It's interesting too. That's actually good to hear, because you do forget that oftentimes times of tension and stress do bring good stuff to the surface.
Oh yeah.
Powerful effort, strong sense of community. And like these things can come out of that.
Absolutely.
And you just,
And
if you're
there
not
are
exposed to it,
ethical
you just
people.
don't see it. You just are like,
Yeah. You just assume
And
that
that's
everybody
because-
is as effed up as you see on TV.
right.
Now tell me this. The last time you saw a piece of good news, can you guys tell me? What was the last time you saw something lovely?
Well, the bigger question is, do I remember it? Because maybe it was there.
Exactly.
I don't think I remember.
I mean, it's sounding. I mean, I heard some this morning. Just sounds like we're in the first stage of or I guess yesterday afternoon we're in the first stage of the hostages coming back. The Israeli-Palestinian thing in a first stage of getting resolved. So that was some good news.
That is good news. Okay.
Actual
Good job, Brian.
resolution news, like something where I could go,
be anything.
yeah, it was what I'm getting Google Fiber next week, possibly. No, that's not it.
That's
That is
exciting.
good news, though.
It is good news, but it's not really. I mean, it's news for me, basically. I think it's actually going to be hard for me to answer that. I don't know the last time I read something, saw something, heard something where I went, oh, a bright light in a dark room. I don't think I've had that lately, which is partly why I did what I did this morning, because I'm just like, all right, I'm out of the rage bait algorithm for today. I don't want to do this.
Yeah. Don't
You know?
go back in, but you can seek out. I mean, and our brains are built for this, right? It will remember 10 horrifying things, and then the one compliment, the one good thing is just a slipperier, because that doesn't keep us surviving. But reducing the negative input, increasing our focus and awareness on some of the good stuff makes a massive difference in our brains and how we feel. And we wire a little more to look for those things. You know, when our good buddy, Mr. Rogers, said, look for the helpers, he was describing neurology, actually. Like when you are in a hard place, if you can train yourself, you can literally train your brain to see good and to see the helpers and to be the helper. Like, but you have to put effort into that versus
You have to physically look for it. Yeah,
you do. And the
'Cause you're not
other
gonna get
brain,
fed that by the machine.
Yeah.
exactly. The machine is training your brain all day long too, but it's training you to think everyone is a killer and everyone is a psycho who's ready to narcissist you or whatever, right? Like it is the awareness and the prep that it is giving us is making us all.
It's also important to remember he was talking to children, which is a reminder to us as adults that we need to take care of kids during all this. You know what I mean? Like, do we really want to send another generation forward with just nothing but negative input? And I don't know how we control that, because they're being targeted by the system, by the algorithms, by the apps. But you know, he's telling kids, look for helpers. We like to take it and extend the metaphor to adults, and we can and should, right? There's obviously benefits to that. But every once in a while, I'm like, yeah, he was talking to kids. Are we really taking care of them? Are we doing what we're supposed to be doing to make sure they're okay? I always think that. Anyway.
Right. And I would argue most parents in their fear are, you know, there's a lot of hope in a new generation of parents who are just really do care about the psychological, emotional health of their kids and have skills and access to ways to do that better than maybe other generations, right? But it also means they're feeling a lot more, and it's scary, right? Like this is hard. And so, you know, for parents out there, if you can put that phone down, please figure out a way to do it. Because again, our risk assessment is off. Like we aren't actually better at anything because of it. Now, there is a way to do it that's sort of reasonable. And this is part of adulthood, right? Is figuring that out. I don't know. If you spend any time with teenagers, which I have been hanging out with a few recently, and they're just brilliant and so aware. And it's hard. It's scary to be that aware and hard, right? Like most of us were like, well, la da da. Let's just skip off into the 95 or whatever, you know? Like, and that's because we sometimes underestimate that children actually are resilient to so much more than adults are. Adults facing it, you know, we're running out of steam. So yeah. Children are the future. There we go.
There we
That's
go.
the answer.
Children are the future. Watch them. Let them lead the way. How's the song go?
That's pretty much
that
it
was
right
it. Good
there.
job,
You stumbled right into it.
Or
You did. It's deep in your psyche.
teach your children. Well, that's another song. We could do all
another
sorts
good
of
one.
fun stuff. All right. Well, Wendi, this has been great. I know you've got stuff piled up here to go to, so we're going to hustle through this. But tell us what's happening at knowbetteryou.com before you go.
All right. So this is the final week to sign up. Classes start Monday. And how it works, and, Brian, you've been through this, the classes get released Monday, and then we all meet live on Thursday evenings at 7 p.m.
Do
Central.
the thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And that is, do the thing is not happening. It's going to stop because we do the labs for the class. But what happens is everybody can meet and we work on this stuff together, and it's really fun. And then if you missed it, you can watch the video. So you can do all of this out without talking to a single person. But what is so fun about it actually is the group dynamic and the friendships that get created, and just such good people. It's really fun. And I don't know about anyone else. I know I'm just like steeped in this, but I am practicing what I'm preaching. And I am telling you, I am 10 points above everyone I know in terms of my well-being, just because it works. Like everything we're doing is very much well researched and documented, and you do it together and you have the support to do it. It's such a game changer. And I feel like 2025, I don't know what anyone needs more than to work on their well-being and making sure they're okay for themselves and their families. And
I agree.
Everybody. So anyway, so please head to knowbetteryou.com. It's the molecular happiness course, and the signups are ending midnight on Sunday. And hope to see you guys there.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Take it easy. Yeah. I'll see you when you get here. You're on your way to
in real life soon. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll hang out at Mom's, and she'll call me Mark 4 times. It'll be great.
Yeah, and she'll tell me my hair's weird, and we'll have free ice cream.
Yep. And no spoons. They don't have spoons there,
no
so
spoons.
I know they never have spoons. I'll see you soon. That's
Bring
so weird.
BYO spoon.
It's really weird. They don't have spoons. They have this ice cream machine for all the people that live there and visit, and no spoons for the little cups. I don't know what's going on. And that's the 3rd time I've been. No spoons.
That's funny.
Get your shit together.
Yeah, no kidding. Like I say, you're going to have to start bringing your own, just like spoon in my pocket.
That's right. Quick note. This reminded me of this. We have a group or a Discord channel in the Frog Pants Discord, frogpants.com/Discord if you're not already in there, called Do-Gooders. And the entire point of that thing was to create a place for people to get together and come up with ideas and support each other and trying to do good things in their community or report back on how something went. It isn't just a bragging stone where you're like, well, today I put my blanket down so a lady could walk through the mud or whatever. It's just like a good place to talk about doing good in your community, your family, wherever it may be. And I forget to promote it. Yeah.
When you talk about putting your coat down for somebody else to walk across, you're giving people ideas of you know what, I could do that too. So it's not even though it might seem like a brag, it's like, no, here's what I do, and it made me feel better, and it made the person I did it for feel better, and gave other people ideas. So
yeah, hop in there.
It never hurts to share that stuff.
I agree, and there's a ton of good stuff in there all the time, and I just always forget to promote it. So go check that out, and let's do some good. All right.
Yeah.
One quick note from Jamie, who sent us this text and says, Dear Skibbity and Boosin. Boosin?
Bussin', I think maybe. Bussin'.
Probably
you'd be bussin'.
Bussin', yeah. Is that a thing still? What even is that phrase, bussin'?
God, I don't know. Yeah.
Busting? Short for busting?
I feel like it was like a way back in the Run DMC era thing, but maybe it's something new now. I don't know.
My Adidas. All right. It goes on to say, I had a good laugh listening to your discussion on brain rot words in 2897. You're right. 6'7" is indeed nothing at all. But when you started talking about the Skibbity movie, which I would rather watch paint dry, he says, you talked about putting gaiats in seats. Gaiats equals butts or ass.
Gaiats, okay.
Why though?
I have no idea.
Butts is easier to say and is less syllables than gaiats.
Yeah.
Gaiats, gaiats.
And where does that even come from?
I don't know. I gotta go look it up. I guess we can look it up.
Putting gats in seats.
Funny enough, my 10-year-old daughter created a username to play a game with me on iOS, and her username was literally Gaiat67 or 67. This is my life now, says Jamie. Yeah, I don't know. When we were kids, we just didn't have the internet to show it off, but everybody had dumb words we used all the time, and then we had our little friends group that would do it.
Yeah,
but we didn't have a place to blast it out or meme it.
Exactly. Yeah, we had to just do it in our local groups with our friends. Gats apparently is the way to pronounce it, or gats. Is what people are saying.
All right, so you put your
gats in seats.
I'm going to kick your gat.
Then why Why have an extra T and an Y in there if you're making up a word anyway?
I don't like it. I'm sure there's some etymology here where you can look at how it's made.
I'm sure there is too. I just don't care.
Yeah. You know what I'm not doing today? Finding that out. I'm not doing it.
Right. Yeah, I'm not looking that up. No.
Send your emails and your texts and your stuff. Go find all that stuff at frogpants.com/TMS. You will find links to everything, including a way to request songs or otherwise contact us about whatever you feel like doing. Speaking of music, Brian, let's play some music.
Yeah, sure. And don't forget, Bruno Mars coming up in about half an hour at twitch.tv/Coverville, starting that up right away. All right, let's get to a request. This one comes to us from a person whose name is Hannah. Hannah says, it's my dad's birthday today. His name is Curtis. He has been my hero since I was a little kid. I watched him fight cancer several times over the years and beat it each time. No matter how bad the treatments made him feel, he always made sure we all felt safe and taken care of. He made sure that we always had Christmas presents and had birthday parties. Even when he was so drained from treatment, he would still play with us or take us places that we wanted to go. I still remember waking up one morning and he'd fallen because he was so weak from the treatment, his lip busted, but still sitting there cracking jokes and making sure we weren't scared. Him being so brave and kind has made me the person that I am today. So please play this song on October 9th so he knows how much he means to me. Signed, Hannah White.
Oh, it's really nice. Here, we'll give you one of these.
Happy birthday to you.
There you go.
Yep. Happy birthday, Curtis. The song that she wanted to hear was a cover of Zac Brown Band's My Old Man. And the only version that I could find that didn't sound a lot like the original was this a cappella version by the band Home Free. I've played Home Free on the show before. They've just got a bass singer in their ranks that is absolutely amazing. Like has a bass voice that you just, reverberates all around you and makes you feel like a warm blanket. Anyway, here is Home Free covering My Old Man by the Zac Brown Band.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network. Yes. Get more at frogpants.com.
They're delicious.